Welcome to Rafters, Sports and Movies, spoilers and commentary. Yes, there will be spoilers. I'm going to share what happens in the movie, what I liked, what I didn't like, freestyle, just like snowboarding. So let's get to thrashing. Okay, so I was fortunate enough to, well, I guess I was smart enough to sign up for one of these theaters or rewards programs. And you go see so many movies or blah, 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 birthday rewards. Well, I had my birthday in July and I had some rewards. So decided to spend them before they ran out. Okay. Because they actually give you a whole month to spend them for your birthday, which is awesome. But we were busy and there wasn't anything we wanted to see. So we're getting toward the end and we're looking for a movie with sports. And we didn't find one. So today's spoilers and commentary is Nobody 2, Raw, and with Bob Odenkirk, who you remember from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It's got Connienielsen in it. It's got Christopher Lloyd playing his dad. And by the way, there will be spoilers. This is a spoilers and commentary. That's what you came here for. RZA is in this. And let's see, some other honorable mentions. Sharon Stone is in this. Sharon Stone plays the ultimate bad guy. Lindina. Say that 5 times real fast. That's fun. So, yeah. All right. So let's get into the movie a little bit. I'm looking at my notes here. It's got a budget of $25 million. Opening weekend was $9 million. Gross in the U.S. was $17 million. Gross worldwide was $30 million. So it's definitely making its money back. The movie runs 89 minutes. So it's a little longer than, do the math. Don't make me do it for you. So it's a little longer run than normal, if you will. But there's a lot going on. So here's the storyline. Bob's character, whose name is Hutch Mansell, is back to his old tricks. He's doing bad things. He's taking people out. He's getting stuff for the bad guys. And we learn he's still got more to do, meaning he's not going to be done for a long time. So he tells his employer that he's trying to pay off, I'm going to take a break. And the break takes them to Piverville. Anyway, you'll have to watch the movie to see the name of the village. Anyway, it's where his dad took he and his brother, who's played by RZA. And I'm sure I'm getting that wrong. Yeah, I got that right. His dad, Christopher Lloyd, took his 2 boys to this water park adventure, supposedly the largest and the first in the United States. And so he wants to do the same thing for his wife and his 2 kids. So our hero has 2 children, if you don't remember, an older boy and a younger girl. And the older boy's something's going on with him. We really don't know why, but he's got a shiner. So something happened. And we're putting one and one together to make 2. And we're figuring out, yes, he has anger issues, just like good old dad. So they go to this water park. They check into their rooms, which is this gaudy tiki room. It's the honeymoon suite for the husband and wife. And then the kids are in their own rooms. Grandfather gives up his room to the youngest daughter. And he goes and stays at the cabin, which I guess is something else you could rent. So Christopher Lloyd's not in the movie very much, but where he is in is very impactful. So as far as a third layer player in the movie, he was very good. He didn't pop out of nowhere like, oh, we forgot about him. But when he comes up, he's very impactful. So good on you, Christopher Lloyd. Love you to death. So we've got Big Bad, let me call him by his name, Hutch, doing bad things. And his wife's getting frustrated because he's missing dinners. He's working late. He's doing the work. He's getting his job done. Which is to do bad things to bad people. So this vacation that he plans is kind of a last-ditch effort to pull the family together and show her that, yeah, I do love you. And, I just got to work sometimes. So they go off on this adventure. They go to the town, and immediately the son gets in trouble, and then the dad snaps like that. Okay. I'm not going to give you all the details there. I got to leave you something to go watch for yourself. Very good action scenes. I'm hoping I can get some of the stunt folks on. Very good action scenes, lots of fights, lots of flips, lots of crashes. Great use of a whack-a-mole machine. You'll see that when he comes. He rips off the hammer to the whack-a-mole, and the bad guy, he's hammering the bad guy with the whack-a-mole hammer, which is hilarious. So it definitely holds up on the comedy. Holds up on the action, holds up on the crime, because there's a crime syndicate in that town that's running things, and that's where Sharon Stone comes in. So I'm going to take you back to the whack-a-mole part. So the family's having a good time in an arcade. The son is wicked good at basketball, so we're guessing early on in the story something happened at the basketball game, and he took care of it after the basketball game, hence getting a shiner, but you didn't see the other guy. So he wins a lot of tickets from, shooting hoops. And so he's shooting hoops, getting all these tickets, and he sees two pretty girls that are about his age. And he says, "You guys want some tickets?" They're like, "Sure." And so he gives them his tickets. And his little sister is like, "Why did you give all our tickets away?" She's like, "Hey, here's your stack here in my other pocket." So he had a ton for his sister. And they go buy a stuffed animal, a badger. Okay. So he buys her this badger with his tickets, and then the boyfriend for the girl that he gave the tickets to, he decides he wants to, toughen up with Hutch's son, and Hutch's son decks him, just takes him out. The guy's a jerk, rips the poor badger in half, and then the manager of the store comes around and tells Hutch and his family to leave. "You guys just get out of here. Yeah, go, you punk." And kind of degrades him in front of the family. But as they're leaving, he gives a little slap to the daughter in the back of the head, just kind of a biff in the back of the head. And that kind of set the wheels in motion for Hutch to go, "Whoa, you just unlocked the beast." So he walks the family outside, tells the wife to, "All right, I forgot my phone." And so he goes back in, and she's like, "No, no, no." And he goes in and goes wild. And then the whack-a-mole scene, obviously. So when the son was doing, I know I'm jumping around. I'm sorry, because I got to get my thoughts together. Because I'm still wearing the shirt where I shot the video outside the theater before I went in. So this is all fresh. As the son is in the fight with the boyfriend of the girl, because the son puts a beat down on him, he hurts his arm. Maybe a connection to sports. Maybe a connection to sports. Maybe we can call it a sports movie. It's never going to get a sports movie tag because it's action, comedy, crime. But could there be wait to see. I'm going to mention that at the end of the video. So you got to watch the whole thing to get there. Don't fast forward. Watch the whole thing. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Like and comment below. Okay. So, yeah. Kid gets his arm messed up. Arm messed up. Links to what sport? Okay, so Hutch goes a little bonkers, takes care of business. Police come, they take him away. And the leader of the city, played by johortiz, who is Wyatt Martin, the one that owns the town and also the water park. His dad started the water park. We learn that he's the big badass of the town. Yes, I said it. Okay. And so he's the big heavy of the town. The sheriff's under him, and they all are doing bad things. At this point, we don't know how bad. Okay. So the sheriff tells them, "You need to leave town. Just leave, go away." And of course, what does Hutch do? He doesn't do that. He continues to take his family on vacation. The sheriff tells his henchman, which is played by, let me look it up. So Colinhanks is the Sheriff Abel. He's the bad guy. And Gage Monroe is Brady. Nope, that's not. Gage Monroe is actually Brady Marshall. That's Hutch's son. Where is it? Jacob Blair is Deputy Dan. Deputy Dan. So he has to get a group to go after and make him disappear, make Hutch disappear. Don't care that Wyatt said, "Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of business. You get rid of him. Let's call it a day." So the family is going to the duck boat. Now, this is supposed to be the amphibious duck boat you knew from the Vietnam War. And, oh no, one of my pennants fell down. Okay, I have to fix that later. Not right now. That's the Duke Mans from our first live stream. So the duck boat, they're going to the duck boat. They're all excited, but it's a pontoon boat. It's not a duck boat. It's a pontoon with a canopy over. It's not a duck boat. It's not the same. The family's really not feeling it, but he gets all the family on the duck boat as he's watching and seeing that the sheriff's henchman, Deputy Dan, is on his way to come take care of business. So his family goes away, and he's like, "I'm just not feeling it. The churros, my stomach." She's like, "You need to eat better." That's probably one of the best lines in the movie. "You need to eat better," from the wife. And so they go off on their duck boat. He gets on a second duck boat, and the sheriff and the three henchmen come on. And he's thinking, "Oh, we're just going to fight on this boat." Then the tour guide comes on and a couple, and they start to take off on the duck boat tour. And they've all got headphones on. He's doing the talking in the microphone, and they've got the headphones on, and then the fighting goes on. And poor Hutch, during this fight, gets the tip of his pinky severed. Big spoiler. And then it drops into the water, and then a catfish comes up. I think it's catfish. Comes up and gobbles it down. It's gone. He's got no tip of his pinky finger. So fighting commences. Quite a bit of it on the boat. Very entertaining. Very well done. And he beats him up. And Deputy Dan has to report to, calls the sheriff, Colinhanks, and says, "Hey, who are these guys? You told me it was just vacationers." And he's like, "You didn't take care of it." And that's where we learn that there's a bigger boss. And the bigger boss is Lindina, played by Sharonstone. So the bigger boss killed Wyatt's dad. Wyatt, played by Johortiz, his dad was killed by the Sharonstone character because he was doing bad things for her and he didn't pay off all his debts. So that's how we got to this point of her owning them, and your debt will never be paid off. She actually tells him on the phone at one point, "Your debt will never be paid off." So from there, and I'm gonna wrap things up with a bow, and we're gonna speed things up ahead because I do want you to go see the movie. It's good. If you go into one of those high-powered theaters like I did with the mega sound, it's mega good on the sound, folks. Good job on the sound production. Very, very good job. I was very happy with that. It's very loud, and I'm old, so yeah, that's a thing. I'm not as old as I look. I'm older. So we get to the what's going on, and the sheriff decides to kidnap Wyatt's son. And while that's going on, Hutch calls his employer to find out about Lindina, and that she's the one that runs the area, and that he's on his own. So he calls his brother and says, "What do you remember about going to this park?" And he says, "Dad was working." And he's like, "Really? He was?" He's like, yeah, buddy. I'm sorry you didn't realize that, but that's why he was there. So bad people are there." He's like, "Oh, bro." So they put a pin in that. And yes, bro shows up. RZA shows up later and helps fight along the family, which was beautiful because he was kind of just searching for information. He didn't never ask for his brother to come, but that's what family does, right? Kind of like a sports movie. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside because everybody's on the same page. We're on the same team. Go team, go. Go team, knock everybody down. And Lindina goes away. Okay. So through the hierarchy, Hutch learns through his employer that there's a hierarchy, and Lindina is the highest. So he's got to figure out diplomatically, which is not in his vocabulary, how he's going to make the situation go away. I've got to downplay the situation. And so he goes and he finds the sheriff. He pours a bunch of gasoline all over the money that's Lindina. If you remember, he did that in the first movie, which is why he owes his employer tons of money and works for him basically for free. So he pours the gas over and says, you got to leave us alone. You got to leave us alone. The fight ensues. He beats everybody up. Sheriff's half dead. And he's fixing to leave. And the kid, Wyatt's son, falls out of the van. He's like, oh, you kidnapped a kid? He's like, I'm leaving anyway. He gets to his car, starts driving away, says, nope, not letting a kid. That's not right. Because he was duct taped and gagged with duct tape, which is not comfortable. And so he goes back for the kid. And I think that's where the fight ensued. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the sheriff's got a gun on him. It's like, you don't want to shoot. We got this money with gasoline all over it. And then he fires in the air, hits the light, sparks fly. And guess what the sparks do? Hits the money. Poof. The money's on fire. He's like, uh-oh. Leaves with the kid. So now he's got Wyatt's kid, takes him to the cabin, and the kid and Hutch's son, they become friends. And because they were just being kids, and it's all right, no harm, no foul. And his arm was fine. We'll talk about that later. So Wyatt doesn't want to, but he comes on board. They start rigging up the water. They close down the water park. They rig it up because Lindina is coming. She's bringing her boys, and she's coming. She's kind of dressed like Miley Cyrus in that video, the one that got her the Grammy, And so I'm thinking, oh, it's Miley Cyrus. It wasn't. It was Sharon Stone. I don't know. I think Miley would have been a good choice also for that role. But we got the older, more seasoned, and she does look older, like she's been doing this a while, like she's been a badass for a while. And so they're coming, and so they start playing, yes, Home Alone 2, 3, and 20, fixing up the water park to blow here and blow there and all these different little gadgets and things, just like your favorite Christmas show, Home Alone. And so they get that all set up, and Lindina loses, and the family wins. And that's your movie. So how does this relate to sports? Well, I've already told you I am wearing a baseball jersey. That is a baseball logo right there in the corner. It's baseball, and it is so slight. Like I said, it's not a genre thing, but the son was a pitcher, and the son in his dad's warehouse office has netting everywhere so he can throw and practice his pitching. Yes, that's right. He's a pitcher. Okay. Now, I think they probably cut it out in the final cut, but he probably had a scene where he had to throw a ball, throw something, and hit a bad guy on the head. I didn't see it. I will watch the movie when it goes to streaming to look for that specifically. You look for it when you're watching it. But the kid and the dad do play catch. Bomb. That is the Sports Connection. You are welcome, everyone. Thanks for watching. That's your spoilers and commentary for the crime action comedy movie, Nobody 2. Give me your comments in below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video before you go, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel for more sports and movies content. Until our next game, this is Rafters Sports and Movies, where we raise our favorite sports movies to the rafters, just like those championship banners. Thanks for watching. Your roster spot is secure here at Rafters Sports and Movies.